Let's talk about sex. It's time we slice through the smoke and mirrors, go down in the hidden depths of love and relationships. Because we've got new...
All of our investments are in my wife's name, not mine, not Mr. and Mrs. Everything is under her name.
But if he has a problem with her having everything in her name, then he should have his name there too.
Is it true though? Are women better managers of money?
Oh, really?
Are we better with... I'm a spender.
If your partner is someone who barely pays tithe, how do you get him to commit?
Welcome to Love Lounge. This week I have with me brand consultant Zedai.
Hello everyone.
And
Thanks for
also
having me again.
media executive. Her name is Jennifer. A lot of us like to call her J-Love.
Hi.
And these two amazing women who are running things, literally entrepreneurs in their own rights, are here to talk to us about money matters, especially as it relates to relationships.
Well, yeah.
So let's start out with joint accounts. Do you think that people should have joint accounts when they're in a relationship, whether they're married or not? As long as you've been dating, I don't know, maybe more than 2 years and you're committed to each other, should you merge your accounts?
That's if you know you're going to get married.
Doesn't matter if you're getting married, right?
I wouldn't advise that. I wouldn't advise that. Except, God, can we... I just remembered something. I wouldn't advise that because there's no guarantee. In life, there are no guarantees. So there's no guarantee that you're settling with this person. True. So why would you want to have a joint account with this person? You know, I work so hard and I know how much I bring in every month. We're not living together, so why should we have a joint account together? And then when I find out you're cheating on me, I find out you're spending my money on some other...
heifer.
Yeah.
You know, that hurts. At the end of the day, I wouldn't advise that two people put on a joint account. But if you're married, I think it's something both parties should, you know, decide on. If the woman is comfortable with it, then good. If she's not, both parties have to agree that we want to hold a joint account, and this is what we want to use it for. Household things, investments, this and that. It has to be specified. You need to know what you are having or why you're having a joint account. Because if it's to run the daily, you know, everyday house and, you know, pay school fees,
bills,
I think that's the responsibility of the man as head of the house. I know we women, we fight for gender equality, and we're like, okay, in cases where the woman earns more than the man, what happens? Marriage is all about understanding, both parties understanding what they want to do and how they want to do it. I would say for unmarried couples, no. Thank you. No, don't do it. Please, don't do it.
I want to get your thoughts on this, Zedai, but we're going to have a very short break and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Love Lounge. Zedai is about to explain to us what she thinks the rules of engagement are if you are married and want to have a joint account.
Being married, like what she was saying earlier, if you're not married and you have a joint account, I'm not for that at all. Because at the end of the day, there's so many pretending to be committed in relationships. And I work really hard to actually have a joint account with a guy whom I'm not sure if I'm going to marry him or not. But when it comes to marriage, it's actually very necessary. I see it in a way that if stuff hit the fan, between the S word, but I don't know if I'm allowed to, then you have something to fall back on. But there's been situations where, experience of mine, the partner passed away, and before I was included in the joint signatory, he passed, so I couldn't get no money. It's like family and everyone just took everything. But situations like that, you have to make sure that things like that are out of the way. But you never know when you're with someone if they're going to pass. You just have a plan of, we're going to live together, buy a house, buy land, invest, and have, you know, money put away for the kids to be like shares, buy some, you know, trust funds. Because my parents did trust funds. That's how I got to get sent to good schools. So you get to a certain age, your money is ready for you to go to private school. So something like that could be good for a joint account for married couples. But on the other hand, it's also is vice versa. Just have to be careful to sign the documents that come back.
Are there things that you think, okay, so instead of having a joint savings account or a joint investment account, do you think that perhaps you should have an account where you're pooling things together, where it's not a huge lump sum, but it's more like, okay, this will cover the diesel or the petrol. This will cover NEPA
holiday
bill or whatever
money,
it is, holiday money. Like,
Christmas,
should there be an
to see your
account
mum
where
and
you
my
just throw
dad
things into and
you
that's
know.
for that?
Well, you know, they say, wise people say, a family that plans together achieve great things. I think that's me. That's my quote. So I'm the wise one.
I was about to say, who told you that?
Who said that? Who said that? That was my quote, though. You know, when you come together and you plan together and you say, okay, on a normal day as a single lady, I know how much I save every month. Do you understand? So if I'm going to have a joint account, I know how much I can afford to put in the joint account every month. Do you understand? So we both agree that this is how much we're putting for these reasons. Diesel, these, that. But there's also the issue of both signatories. I want to buy diesel. Do we always have to sign?
No, but you know, banks these days, they give you a card.
Yeah, two cards.
Specifically for that,
Then you
two
can
cards.
do the online thing.
Yeah.
Then how do you monitor the spending habit of your partner? Now, if you have a partner who is very highly irresponsible when it comes to spending cash, I know about this friend of mine. I don't know, God forgive me, or my friend forgive me, I'm bringing this up. She has, her boyfriend likes to party every weekend. Now, who does that? You're both 30 and you want to party every weekend, even when you're broke. You still want to party.
So who pays for the nights out right now?
He does.
Okay.
From the joint account.
Oh.
Do you understand? From their money. He does. And it gets to a point that he spends his own money, he gets broke.
And then he goes into their money.
Exactly.
Oh.
So he digs into their money. So you need to know who you are in a relationship.
So with somebody like that, would it make more sense to create like one of those treasury accounts where it's in a fixed deposit, it's locked away for 6 months, a year, whatever it is. We can both put money in, but we can't touch it for a fixed period in time.
Are you asking as a married couple or as a single, I mean, just as a couple?
As a couple, committed.
I would say for someone like that, I'll make him feel like a man. You are the man, my dear. So you take care of everything. I'll have my savings, you keep your money, but you spend your money on me too.
Okay, so his money is your money, your money is your money.
With you. Do you understand? I don't need to have a joint account with you for us to move forward. I don't know if you get my drift.
I understand.
We really don't need to have a joint account because at the end of the day, if it's going to make us fight, life is too short to bring in things like that. You can always avoid things like that. If it's going to bring a strain in the relationship, then avoid it.
Thank you very much. Now, there's a tweet that has come in from Sunny22, and I'll be reading that right after this. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Love Lounge, and we're talking money, finance, budget, and spending all of it. Clubbing. Welcome back to Love Lounge. So here's a tweet from Sunny22, and it reads as follows. All of our investments are in my wife's name, not mine, not Mr. and Mrs. Everything is under her name. Is that smart?
With a woman, it is.
Maybe he's that clubbing, spending type of guy. That sometimes you need your spouse who's the responsible one, because some women are responsible, although sometimes some women are shopaholics. So probably that's why. But if he has a problem with her having everything in her name, then he should have his name there too, but just make sure that he monitors how the money is spent and all that, because at the end of the day, he's the man. Regardless of how we women would say, oh, men are like, we're all equal, why not? Why the neck, they're the head, but the neck makes the head move, because the head can be the head, but the neck, you can't move at the neck.
Call us the
so we're in charge, even when we're not seen as to be, but we are in charge.
Now, I have some friends who have said things to me. For instance, one of them, every time he goes out to shop, he likes luxury goods. He'll buy things and hide them from his wife.
Then
and his wife does the same thing.
Oh.
And I'm like, you're in a marriage, you're together, and you don't trust each other with the things.
Money.
So they then wear these things when the wife or the husband is away. They hide things from each other. But the funny thing is, they both know they do it. Makes no sense to me. Another friend of mine said that what he actually does is just like Sonny 22. Everything that he has that's of value, he's put under his wife's name. He said he did this because he believes that the way the law is written in Nigeria at the moment, if anything happens to him, he's not convinced that his wife will be covered. Yeah. They have 3 kids right now, and he said, and he did this even before they started having kids. So it wasn't about, oh, look after my children. It was about, I want to make sure that she's okay.
That's a wise
Another friend said that he does that because of tax purposes, that there's some things he can hide away in her name. That way taxman can't come and ask him for, you know.
Wow. So
there are sneaky things that people do sometimes, but apparently, you know, it can work out for some people. Chaman Zekwe says, my husband is traditional and insists on taking care of all the bills in our home. I am constantly saving all my money for rainy days. So far, we haven't had any rainy day, and I have fallen I am the fallback plan if a rainy day does arise.
That's a wise woman, if you ask me. That's a wise woman. And the thing is, most Nigerian men, especially from some certain parts of Nigeria, they believe in I have to take care of my home. So really, it's on this, should I say, ratio of 2:8, you will get someone come out and say, I want us to have a joint account. Men prefer to spend, but maybe...
Is it true though? Are women better managers of money?
Not really.
Are we better with... I'm a spender.
Me too. That's why I'm like, not really.
I'm trying to become a saver right now. I actually bought a financial plan recently, and I'm reading books, and even today I just downloaded an app that I'm supposed to use, and every day I'll enter certain things into. But outside of that, I'm good at planning. I'm good at creating spreadsheets to say this is how much I want to spend.
Budget.
But that spreadsheet will be beautiful, though. It will be the most amazing, sexy spreadsheet you've ever seen.
Once I see new shoes,
ask me
handbags,
what happened after that.
It's
no.
Gone. I would literally spend. I don't, because I always say life is too short. So, but just have that rainy day money. Every woman has to know how to be able to have the rainy day money. Because at the end of the day, if something happens to the guy, like my mom would say, if you go somewhere and you spill oil, be able to cover it. If you don't have money to cover it, then what's the point of being, you know, alive? You have to have some kind of vex money. I call it the vex money. Just like when you go out with friends, have your cab fare at least and drink money. Can't just go and expect everyone to get the tab. And there are guys that do that. They keep their own money and just watch you spend your money. And then some women let the men be comfortable while they spend for them, or make them feel like, oh, you can't manage money, let me be the one to sort out
So who
everything.
should control the purse strings in a marriage?
It should be a partnership. But there's always somebody who's more responsible financially. There's the planner, and then there's the person that will not let the money just go like that.
That makes you guys accountable for everything you spend.
I'm not really good with money, but I know how to plan. But I always put it away where if it's this woman, I know, okay, this is how much we spend for diesel, but I need you to understand that you two have to put money in for it. Or we're saving for something, open an account. It doesn't have to be joint per se. It's not like we're putting billions in there. I'd rather we buy shares, and I know that in a certain time in the year or whenever, that share will now be big enough for us to split. It's like business.
If you were to put a percentage on how much money each partner should put in, what would it look like? Would it be 50-50 split in terms of saving money together?
I think whoever has money, just throw the extra sum in that. It's like a big, you know, piggy bank. Just put it there. But obviously,
so whoever has put something in.
Not necessarily, you know, maybe if there's a project or maybe wedding, there's money given and you need to split it and say, let's use this one to have fun, and then this one maybe for buying land or for the kids' school or something to buy a new house, then maybe.
But you know, there's some situations where you're in a marriage or whatever, and somebody's earning 100,000 naira and the other one is earning 1 million naira.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Now, in that situation, how much I feel like a percentage
Yeah, that's
is
what I was
good.
going to say, that
Now, it
from
doesn't
both
matter
sides.
from both sides.
'Cause
So
you
20%
make that
of my
person-
100K,
Yeah.
20% of your 1 million
Exactly.
naira. We're still feeling the pinch the same way.
That was what I was
Exactly.
Does that
going to
work?
say, yeah,
Go ahead.
works.
That's
That
what I
works
mean by
perfectly.
anything you have, you put in the piggy bank. If you have 100 naira, he has 1,000.
No, but you can't just say
But there should be
anything
a
because I can
commitment.
decide I just want to put 5 naira inside.
No,
Or
not like
if
that.
it's a set,
The percentage is good.
Yes.
It's like the tithe thing. If you're paying tithe, it's a certain percentage. It doesn't matter what you earn. It's that kind of thing where you have to. If it's 10%, we'll agree. If I make 1 million, 10% of my 1 million has to go in.
Yes.
And if it's your 100K, your 10% has to go. That way you're still in control of your finance and not
contributing.
feeling
So
like
J
I'm
Love,
bigger
I
than
like-
you.
say
I like
something?
what she said. You know, an agreement has to. You need to reach an agreement first. We need to know what we're doing first. It's not just you waking up and saying, you know what, I like the idea of a joint account. Other people are doing it, and you know, it's working for them. You need to understand each other first.
Yeah.
Now, if your partner is someone who barely pays tithe, how do you get him to commit to that? So I would say, I'm sorry if I'm taking us back to eat what you can actually afford to swallow.
Yeah.
Do you understand? If you know it's going to cause a strain in the relationship, move away from a joint account and face your savings gingerly and your
And then have an agreement of every
investment.
month.
Yes.
We put in this amount
I'm
of
saying,
money
I'm
for
not
this.
actually
Okay,
saying this from
so-
the angle of a single lady. If I get married, when I get married, not if, when I get married, I would like to have a good talk with my husband. Do you understand? If he's not okay with a joint account and he feels he's man enough to take care of the house,
then let him handle it. All right, let's talk about what you can handle. Send your messages to Facebook and Twitter. We'll be reading them after this. Welcome back to Love Lounge. We've been talking about finances, and now I actually want to understand the implication of having a joint account if there's only one breadwinner in the family.
Then what's joint about the account?
I don't know.
if there's one breadwinner, say if it's a woman who's earning more, as a woman, I would want to support him to do something. Not necessarily just sit there and there's no job, whatever. Whatever you're doing, somewhat, maybe a business, you have to earn something. I can't date a man that hasn't got
But
a
there's
job,
some times
somewhat.
when I've seen some of my friends who they worked at like Goldman Sachs, you know, they were power, independent women, whatever. And then they met somebody, they're in love and it's great. And he says, I don't want my woman working.
No,
I
that's
want
his
you to be a
business.
stay-at-home mom.
That's his business.
And they have agreed and they've done that. Now, for the guy, the things that he's told them is stuff like, I don't see you as sitting at home being jobless. I see you as working because looking after the kids is a full-time job in itself. So as far as the guy was concerned, he said that for me, you're not bringing money to the table, but what
you're
the
covering.
value you're bringing in is the equivalent of a lot of cash.
Some
That
people
can
So
pay
in that
people's
instance,
salaries.
yes.
They
Can
pay
So in
their
that
from a
contractors.
man
instance,
who has the money.
yes.
We
So
can
in that
afford to
instance,
say
the
that.
man is the breadwinner. And to answer your question about, but if there are not two people bringing money, then why are you having a joint account? Yes, he's technically the breadwinner, but the way he sees it, he's earning the money for the both of you because you're also working. So in that instance, how would a joint account work?
The same way it will work when she's
She
working.
bring what she can, percentage-wise. It
Money
makes
is
her,
still
it makes her
coming from-
independent and feel like she's adding value to being independent or being the wife of the breadwinner.
Right.
For being a
So-
homemaker.
Yeah, but my mom is a homemaker now, but I've always grown up knowing her to be very hardworking, doing all different businesses. But knowing she still does some things by advising all of us on what to do. My dad kind of gives her monthly, she gets her allowance,
Stipend,
and it's
yes.
big allowance,
Yes.
where she just chills, and she's bored most times. She's like, oh, I call you 100 times, I want to talk about your day, my mom. Just go back and do your businesses because I think you're more happy. But my dad just feels like she's older now. She needs to relax. She's been working all her life and her kids are grown. So she needs to just chill. But I don't see myself doing that. I don't think my mom will last doing that. She will actually go back to business because she's bored.
But for in situations like that, there are things that a woman can do. Stay-home moms do, like investment, those online. I don't know if it works in Nigeria, but those online investments, online marketing, you take 1 hour a day.
But then that
to
means you're now
pitch.
pinching money from the joint account to do that. And there's a risk. What if you lose the
Or
money?
you can take a
Well, you
loan
can
from him
use
and pay
your
back.
money. You can
What
use
money?
your
You're not
money.
earning
No, he
anything.
gives you money at the end of the month to
Okay.
run the house.
Or
So,
asking
okay.
for an investment, you pay back.
Okay.
Because that's like, rather than go to the bank, go to your husband and say, okay, I need such and such amount.
need a loan.
And let's have a contract. That way it's more business. Because I'm more about paperwork. That way I know I'm serious. And he would not turn around and disrespect me.
There are
And,
instances where sometimes the partner funds their other partner.
Oh, that's Nigerian
with things
life
like
anyway.
you want to go do an MBA or master's, or you want to do a career development course or whatever it is. And it might take 6 months, a year, or 2 years, 3 years even to finish that course, and your partner's paying for it. Despite them paying for this course that you're doing, should you still be able to dip into the joint account to
For
spend money?
emergency, I guess.
Yeah?
Yeah, and also whatever course you're doing, you're still coming back to bringing value to the family and the whole relationship. Because if you're a doctor and you go and do your extra whatever diploma to add to it, and then you come back even higher ranky, you can help the husband as well as start like a tiny maybe seminars and talks. You don't really have to. Every now and then you travel and do your talks.
Yes.
That way you get paid for it. There are moms, stay-home moms that do stuff like that. Like, what's that thing that most women do? It's like a makeup thing. Is it Mary Kay or something?
Oh,
Some people sit at
things
home
like
and
that.
they do it. And these are things that Stepford wives did, where they sit at home, and some of them even run a cleaning company from home, where they have to dispatch their workers and just tell them what to do. Because you clean every day at home, you know how to do it. You can turn it into a business, set up all that. I know how to do that anyway. Can't be 9 months pregnant, time for,
And sitting around.
and then just sit there. I can't.
Would
I
you
like
ever
working.
give your partner your PIN
Yeah.
for your
no.
card?
Yeah, I do that anyway. But I have theirs too, so.
Okay. And that doesn't make you scared that, okay, he might just go out one day and
Well,
I'll be
for
sleeping
me-
and he's
as
going
long as I
clubbing
have
and
these-
just spend.
For me
Sorry?
to,
As
for
long
me
as
to
I have
call you my
his,
partner,
it's fine.
I have
Sorry,
to
what did you
trust
say?
you.
As long as I have his PIN,
Yeah.
that's good.
For me to call you my partner, I have to trust you to an extent.
Yes.
I have to know a lot. I can't just give you my PIN. Let me just give you the PIN of the one that doesn't have much money, but it's alright. You don't have to go with the money. But yeah, as long as I call you my partner, then
Yes.
there should be trust somehow.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thanks, man.
You've been watching Love Lounge, and if you have any further questions, please send them to us. Look for us online. We are on YouTube. I say that because I need you to watch the videos that we've been recording behind the scenes. We'll be back again soon. Thank you for watching.